And so here, we're going to be doing something a little different today. Instead of doing a gameplay video, I'm going to be showing you the basics of DPS heroes. DPS are responsible for engaging and, well, damaging enemies. There are two types of DPS, offense and defense. Offense usually has high mobility and high quick damage, while defense heroes usually have less spread, slower, however more powerful damage, and usually have less mobility. We are going to be starting with the archetypal offense hero Tracer and tell you the basics. Now, offense, they're going to be very straightforward people. They have to seek out and think very quick on their feet, because it could cost the match if they don't know how to perform. They are the star of the show, however, they must work on their cockiness. For example, Tracer, two of her abilities are mobility based, Flash and Recall, which allows her to get to the enemy lines quickly and get right to the enemies. I'll be showing you an example with two more offense heroes. Reaper, two of his abilities are partially mobility based. Shihai-sha allows him to teleport to the enemies and get a good dive, while Wraith form allows him to easily escape enemy lines to get help from supports. Now we're going to be talking about defense heroes. They're going to remain in the back line, and they're not going to be the star of the show. However, they can and will pack a punch. Let's start with the archetypal defense hero, Bastion. You can see that he doesn't have a very good mobility. That's because this role doesn't need it. He remains in the back and prevents the offense from getting hurt, and while also packing a serious punch. For example, Bastion's mobility form is not as strong as his non-mobility form for a reason. It is prevention to think he is not an offense, but a defense. And that's exactly what he is. A really powerful defense. Now, let me show you an example with one other hero. With the exception of Bastion, defense heroes usually don't have that much of a fast ability. They usually have a slower, but more singular damage abilities. For example, Hosmo's bow. And for example, Hanzo's ult Dragon Strike makes it so that it's slow and supposed to be from the back. Let me show you the signs that you're a damage main. You like to be fast, very fast. You like to play loud. You like to play loud and be heard. You remain cocky, but still have the self-consciousness and common sense in order to make good decisions. And you don't spend much time making decisions. You get straight to the point and you don't stop there. And how ironic is it that I'm playing a defense hero while talking about it? And not such a play an offense hero while talking about defense. And defense, you like to be quick on your feet. However, you are not crazy. You like to cool down, slow things down, and strategize. You want to be able to be fast. However, you don't want to be able to be fast. Let me rephrase that. You don't want to be left behind, but but you also don't want to be the person that can make or break the team. That's why you choose a defense, for they allow for better all around usage. And forget what I said at the beginning. We're going to be going over all three types. Tanks. They're responsible for, well, tanking damage. They usually have higher health and lower damage capacity. However, they are the protectors. They usually come with shielding abilities and barrier abilities. We're going to be talking about the two types of tanks, main and off. Main tanks actually take up quite passive roles. They're responsible for shielding the supports and DPS from harm's way. While also occasionally being able to pack a punch. We're going to be going over. And off tanks, they're not so much protectors as they are secondary offense. They usually don't have as much damage capacity as offensive DPS. However, they still have better mobility and have the ability to pack a punch. We'll go over the archetypal main tank, Rhine. He doesn't have a very high walking speed. However, his main ability is his shield, and occasionally his fire strike for when he needs to get out of a jam. And his charge and needs to get to the lines fast. And his shielding ability allows for him to take damage, and his high health allows for him to take damage when his shield is not active. And occasionally when he needs it, he has the power. And then we'll go over my personal main and personal type main off-tank, Diva. Though she does not have as much damage capacity as, let's say, a Tracer, she still has very high mobility and can definitely pack a punch. They're usually on the front lines as well as offensive DPS, but they don't really do as much. They're kind of in the middle between DPS and tank. They include Diva and Roadhog and like that. Signs, you're a main tank main. You like to protect. You like to be the one responsible for making sure the job gets done, even if you're not the one getting the job done. You like to cool down and strategize just like defense DPS. And you also want to be able to pack a punch, but you also like to protect and to be able to last a long, long time. Off tanks. You share the qualities of both main tanks and DPS and offensive DPS. You want to be able to pack a punch and get things done, but you also want to be able to have something to fall back on. Let's say your large health or larger shields. And last but not least, healers or supports. The job of a main support is to, well, heal. And that's pretty much it. You heal your teammates and only when you need it do you switch to offensive methods. While you may seem unimportant, you actually can make or break the team, whether or not you do your job. And while they do have offensive capabilities that can pack a punch, they are for last resort purposes only. Off tanks, they're in the middle between defense DPS and supports. They are also in the back line. However, they do have more offensive capabilities than healing capabilities. Let's go over the archetypal main healer, Mercy. Her main ability is her healing staff, and high mobility. She can fly in, heal teammates, and fly out. And occasionally, last resort, she has a powerful weapon that can clear out enemies to to improve her healing chances. An off-tank, for example, Zenyatta. Your main abilities are offensive. However, when people need it, you still have the ability to heal others whenever they need it. Make it for certain that you are not an offense DPS. However, you have the damage to match. You can pack a punch and heal. Now let's talk about the signs of support mains. Main supports. You like to chillax, and have a more passive role. However, you also like the pressure of being able to decide the team's fate. 8. And you also like to be important while not having the more strenuous, stressful work of a DPS. You want to be important, yet not that important. Actually, scrap that, the most important. You want to be important, but not stressed out. And you like to take things slow and chill and get things done. Off supports. You like to be able to do other things besides heal, while still being able to. You like to have a more active role, while still being able to help out whenever you can. You're like a defense DPS, but with extra abilities. You can also make or break the team, but you don't want the stress of being able to have that, but you do want the stress of being in the front and getting things done. As off healers, you are the balance between DPS and support. I want to thank you for using your visual and auditory organs to perceive and interpret this helpful beginner's guide. And just know, that I can't teach you everything. The best way to learn how to play is to, play. You can't exactly get things done on your own, though it is very much possible. I want to thank. So, what did we learn? Damage, you're the offense DPS are up front. Defense DPS are in back but pack a punch. Main tanks are the protectors and passive players. And off tanks like to be backup DPS. Main healers, you heal and protect the team and can make or break the team's fate. And off healers, you like to do that and then some. The best way to play is to play. But I hope this helps you decide which type to main. And so out.